I can get people to rage bait in the comment section, then that's how you make videos go viral. And so at first I felt like you had to be polished, but now I don't even care. I'll shoot content with me in my pajamas and something wild and cringy just because I know that it's going to generate revenue for me down the road. And I love to eat popcorn reading comments. What I love specifically about golf is I can go play my own game. And even if I play shitty, my friends still want to be my friend at the end.
Welcome to episode number 14 of From the Bunker podcast, guys. 14 weeks in. Again, appreciate all the support. Got the special guest with me today, the new dog of the family, Miss Bella, back here on the couch, having to keep her in here because she just had surgery, got her female parts took care of. So welcome Miss Bella to the family and the From the Bunker family, as she is on the lovely From the Bunker couch that sits behind me. Got her food bowls over here on the floor, so enjoy the scenery. Bella is a beagle and she's a great dog, so glad to have her and welcome her to the world. Guys, we've got a special guest for you today. Let me just tell you, DadReviewsGolf is our guest. We'll be getting to him here in a minute, but a couple things I want to touch on first. Number one, what a absolute great weekend of golf at the American Express at La Quinta Golf Club in California. Great event that they play not the same as your typical events. It's 3 different courses. You play all 3 of them before there's a cut. The cut's on the 3rd day rather than the 2nd day. So big deal, super cool tournament. And to see 2 course records set, both tied each other in the same day, 60. I believe at the Nicholas course, Blades Brown and another gentleman that I can't think of his name docked me points for that. But they both shot 60 on the 2nd or 3rd day of the tournament. Blades actually is in the final group. 18-year-old kid from right here in Nashville is in the final group, gets to play with Scotty and Siwoo Kim on the final day. Doesn't play the best, falls outside of the top 10, winds up finishing 13th after he was tied for 2nd, I believe, going into the final round. But a great win for Scotty Scheffler, man. What a performance. The guy's unbelievable. What a heater. And honestly, guys, I don't think it's a heater. I think this is the normal thing. I think Scotty's going to have a huge year. First time that he started out with a win and got his 20th win on the PGA Tour, only the 3rd player ever before the age of 30 to get 20 wins, and that the other 2 were Tiger and Jack Nicklaus. So some pretty good company. Also broke into the $100 million club, and there's only 3 golfers to ever do that, and that's Tiger, Rory, and now Scotty. So a really, really, really impressive weekend from Scotty. History made. What an absolute event that was. As always, this episode's brought to you by none other than 4 Golf Apparel. 3 golfers who wanted better style without that performance price tag. I've got the stuff on, guys. You can tell it is top notch. I've got the 4 Golf rubber patch hat on. I've got my 4 Golf birdies. You can see the FG right here in the collar. Got my 4 Golf birdies polo on today. The mission's simple, guys. Clean style, comfortable fabric, and prices that won't leave you, having to go take out a second mortgage. If you want gear that looks good, fits right, and don't break the bank, check out none other than 4golfapparel.com. Use code From the Bunker for 10% off your order and support a brand made by golfers for golfers. We did our giveaway of the 4 Golf patch hat. Shout out to John. John won it. You can go check out the From the Bunker story on TikTok. TikTok's been all messed up, so I didn't put out a video, but that will be coming soon of how John was selected. Next, I want to touch on the TGL, guys. We had another event earlier tonight. This is Monday night. Earlier tonight on ESPN, we had the Bay versus Boston Commons. Boston absolutely dog-walked the Bay. They won 9-1. You got Rory, you got Keegan. Those guys over on Boston. What a performance from them. They win 9-1 in a straight dog walk against the Bay at the TGL. I did not get to watch it tonight because I was filming this episode, but I did check the scores. Not a football podcast, guys, but got to mention it. The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. The Seattle Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. Tell me in the comments who you got. I'm rooting for my boy Mike Vrabel, and half of the players and coaches that are gone from the Titans that should still be there that's on the Patriots. Go Patriots. I might be a Patriots fan now for life. So anyways, hope the Patriots win the Super Bowl, and that will be a epic game. Should be a absolute thriller. Super Bowl 60, man, gonna be absolutely epic. We've had a great week of golf. Got another good week of golf coming up. And we've got a great episode for you today, guys. Dad Reviews Golf. Guy's got over 70,000 followers on TikTok alone. He's had an incredible weight loss journey. The guy was over 300 pounds, I believe, and now he's smaller than me. And just a great guy. Really good at content, really good at golf, really good at lifestyle and fitness. You're going to learn a lot. Here's my interview with Dad Reviews Golf. Guys, real quick, before we jump into the episode, I'd love to remind you about the Small Creators Scramble. It is a scramble by small creators for everybody, raising money for two unbelievable charities. That is First Tee of Kentucky and Cody B. Frankie's Memorial Fund. It is $450 a team or $125 for an individual. Registration is open, and the link, along with all of our guest links, our links, and my links, will be down in the description below. Go ahead and get your team and help support good causes at the Small Creator Scramble, April 18th at Crosswinds Golf Course in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We'll see you there. From the Bunker Podcast. Guys, today's guest is someone whose story will hit home for a lot of people, especially if you've struggled with your health, your weight, or just finding something that actually sticks. He didn't grow up as a longtime golfer. In fact, just recently, golf has entered his life, but once it did, it changed everything. What started as a simple way just to get out and get to moving his body turned into a lifestyle shift. Through golf, he found a sustainable way to improve his health, reshape his relationship with food, and build consistency without feeling punished by the fitness culture. Along the way, he took the journey online, sharing what was real, not perfect, and built a golf-focused platform that connected with people and brands because of his honesty. Today, he works with golf companies, creates content around the game he loves, and helps other creators understand how to grow the right way, like me, not just chasing views, but building something meaningful. And if you guys listen to From the Bunker, you know that's what we're all about. This conversation isn't about the perfect swing or super low handicap, guys. It's about how golf can be a tool for better health, better habits, and a better life. I'm excited to have none other than Dad Reviews Golf on the podcast today. Welcome to From the Bunker, James. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, brother. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming on. We're going to jump right into it. I mean, for the people hearing about you for the first time, how did golf become such a big part of your life?
Man, I had to find a sport. I had to find something that would get me off the couch. I was probably pushing 345 and life was miserable. Even at one point was like, F it. I'm going to eat and enjoy food because I'm so big that there's just no way I'm going to lose the weight, because I knew what it took, because I had lost like 80 pounds like 4 years prior. And I really put a lot of work into it. And I knew that I had a really big uphill battle. And so I was like, okay, I don't want to go into the gym being as big as I am, because I hate to say it, but I would look at people sometimes too, and I'm like, oh, they're going to be here for like 2 days. And I feel horrible as a human for even like thinking that in my head. I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to be around people. I became an introvert. So I was like, what can I do? And then one of my buddies took me golfing one day, and it was kind of like a bachelor party type thing. All the boys went, and, I striped the ball and it went straight, and I got a birdie on my first time golfing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah. And trust me, it didn't play like that after that, but I just got lucky on one hole. But I was like, okay. And I saw people walking with like push carts and stuff, and I knew that I had to walk at least 10 to 15,000 steps a day. And I'm like, why not go hit a ball and have fun while I'm on this weight loss journey and make it fun and exciting for me. So that's where golf started for me.
That's absolutely awesome, man. Super, super cool. Seen a need and found it with golf. What was it about golf that made that stick when, necessarily like other fitness plans or going to the gym wasn't really your thing? Was it the game or
If anybody's ever played, you get the bug when you stripe a shot, you do all that. But I also knew that I was working out because walking 18 holes is not easy, especially when you're that big.
that's right.
And I knew that it was just fun. So I'm like, okay, maybe a little expensive, but it's a lot cheaper if you walk. So it was just that striping the ball and having that need to go do it again and to get that birdie again, which I didn't get for a long time, but that's what kept me going. It was just something fun and I was moving and I was seeing the weight come shred. So that even got me more addicted to playing golf.
Yep, that's something that I have committed to do this year is I do play a ton of golf as do you and a lot of our listeners, but I'm trying to go on a weight loss journey. The doctors told me I need to make some changes and I've started in the right direction. However, I've told myself, I'm going to set a limit of how many rounds I can play a week. If I want to play more than that, I've got to walk 18 to earn that next round. So gonna take a little page out of your book here and start adding that into my lifestyle and try to get down about another 60 pounds here. When did you realize that golf wasn't just a hobby for you?
I guess when I've been doing the TikTok shop for the last 2 years. And when I was posting about my weight loss journey, and I found that these brands were just eating it up. They were like, hey, a lot of carnivore companies like Carnivore Electrolytes and all these other companies were like, hey, we want to send you, free samples of this stuff. And I started posting some stuff on the golf course. And I had a couple brands reach out to me on TikTok and say, hey, we would love if you, promoted our product in one of your videos. And I was like, okay, there's something to this. I've got a really good, like my TikTok, I've got 70,000 followers and those people resonated. And I felt good getting messages every day from people like, what can I do? What's the plan that you're on? Because I documented my whole weight loss journey there. And so these products, I was pitching them and I was having fun doing it. And it was, I'd get a free golf bag or I'd get, rangefinders or what have you. And it's like, okay, like I can throw these into the mix of me creating golf content. I got a golf rangefinder from a company and that video went viral. And they were a smaller company. They weren't really huge on TikTok or anything like that. And that video went viral and I sold them out in like 3 days. And, when they reached out to me, they were like, oh my gosh, like, because I was wondering why the sales stopped. And they were like, we sold out, like, and it's going to take us 90 days to get more in. We have just never sold that much before. And we weren't planning on it. And so it was like, I felt kind of good about myself that I did that. And TikTok is a great platform if businesses are trying to sell their product. Like if you're not on there and you're not using affiliates to push your content, and I don't know what you're doing. If you're okay with spending a ton of money on ads on Facebook and Meta or Instagram, go ahead. But if you're not pushing, getting creators to organically talk about your product, then
I would assume, when you started getting these brand deal or these brands reaching out to you, when you started combining your weight loss journey with the golf and these brands started reaching out to you, that's kind of when you realized that it was more than a hobby because you've got these brands reaching out, wanting to work with you, and you're like, okay, maybe I can turn this into something, right?
yeah, absolutely. Like I own a finance company. Like I have a day-to-day job, but it was nice, when you do have a video go viral and you're doing your weight loss content and you're promoting products and you get to a point where you're making a few $100s a day just by doing what you love. That's where it got me. It was like, okay, I'm going to do more and more of this. And I haven't looked back. And it's still fun today. I still love it as much as I did the first day.
That's awesome. I remember when I got my first sample and I just thought I was on top of the world. Like, oh my God, I got approved for a sample. And I think it was actually a rangefinder and then getting that first sale. I mean, TikTok is a great place. Something that I didn't think that I would fall in love with, but I'm absolutely in love with it now. Let's talk about the health journey just a little bit. You know, a lot of people want to get healthier, even myself, and they just struggle making that first step or showing up. What made it easier for you? Was it golf in general that made it easier for you, or was there something else that kind of made it easy for you to finally say, okay, we're gonna tackle this?
Golf was really just the added bonus to help me exercise. But to lose weight, I think a lot of the general public thinks way too far in advance. They think I got to lose 120 pounds or I got to lose 80 pounds and it's going to take me a year to do it. When your goal seems that far away and there's so much that you got to lose or do it, then you may do it for a couple days and you fall right back. You're like, I'll start next Monday. The key to what I did is I took it in baby steps. I'm like, all right, this week I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to look up recipes that I think are tasty, I think are good, and I'm going to cook those for this next week and I'm going to meal prep those meals. And so the big thing when you're trying to lose weight is if you don't plan ahead, if you just like, hey, I'm going to eat healthy tomorrow, then what happens when you've only made like lunch or dinner and then at night? Because I was a late night snack or late night DoorDasher. My whole family would go to bed and I would DoorDash at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. In 2023, I spent $15,000 on DoorDash
Wow.
for the whole year. Me and my wife looked at our card and we did the math, and it made me kind of sick. And it wasn't just me. I would get lazy and just order the family food, and just a bad habit. But anyways, back to the easy way of losing weight is take a week. Okay. Give yourself a week, go to the store, look up meals, and get yourself ready. If you're that Monday guy, you're the Monday guy. I'll start next Monday. Just do it. Just take the week before then, prep. And the easiest thing for me was I would go, like the way I first started was ground beef and eggs. I ate that damn near every day. I would throw in some other stuff maybe for dinner, but like it was ground beef and eggs around like 10 a.m. I never ate food. I never liked breakfast. I would eat at like 10 a.m. and then maybe I would have sauceless chicken wings or chicken wings that had like no carbs or sugar. Around 4 or 5. And I tried to make sure I didn't eat after 5 o'clock. Lots of things that I read show that your body doesn't get a full night's sleep if it's still digesting food. And that'll happen if you're eating at 6 and 7, especially at 11 o'clock at night, door
Yep.
dashing. And so
And that's one of my biggest struggles is I'm a late night snacker, man. Like we'll get done with this. I'll go in there with the old lady, want to watch some TV, whatever. And we'll get 36 seconds into the first show and I'll be like, bowl of cereal, Pop Tart, something like that. Like I'm going to get something snacking on it. Then after that, I'm probably going to get a bag of chips. I mean, I am a muncher at night, and that's my biggest problem. If I could cut that out, which I'm working on it, but if I could cut that out, man, I would probably drop 10, 12 pounds over the next month easy.
give yourself a goal of 2 weeks. Just say for 2 weeks, get it together. You ain't no punk. Just do it and I focused on zero sugar, zero carbs. If you guys don't know what I did the carnivore diet. I made sure I was strict for 2 weeks. And in that 2 weeks, I lost 17 pounds, a lot of water weight, a lot of inflammation. And when I detoxed my body of sugar, and I'm telling you right now, sugar is going to kill America. When I detoxed myself of sugar, I felt like I was 29 again. Like my joints started to feel better. I didn't feel tired all the time. Cause trust me, when I was that heavy, no matter what I did, I wanted to come back home and find the couch. If we went somewhere, I wanted to find a chair. I didn't want to go to a family function. I would make up something and, I wasn't feeling well or sick. But when I got rid of the sugar, I'm telling you, I just felt light years better. And so plan out 2 weeks. Go get 10 pounds of ground beef from Costco or wherever, go get yourself 48 eggs and have something in the fridge that you've meal prepped that you can go to when you're hungry that has zero carbs, zero sugar, and you'll feel satisfied. When you're doing a lot of high protein and high fat, you won't be hungry.
Yep. And that's something that I'm definitely working towards. We started the meal prep thing and sort of the way that you said, like, deciding to do it, going to the store, planning out the week. Sounds like I'm doing some things right with it, but I've got a lot to improve on. What do people misunderstand the most, do you think, about starting a health journey when they're overweight?
That it's impossible. Like I said before, that I have to lose 100 pounds. It's going to take me a year to do it. You almost start talking yourself out of it before you've even begun. So anytime I give advice to anybody that writes me on TikTok, I tell them, I'm like, do 2 weeks, because what'll happen is when the weight starts coming off, you don't need motivation because that really motivates you.
Right.
When you notice things like, I used to notice, and my wife would thought I was crazy for this, but like my wrist would get smaller. I could tell because I always wear watches. And when I could tell that my watch gets a little loose or a shirt fits me just a little bit better than it used to, oh, that gave me fire. And I got to, when you sit on the scale and you've lost 4 pounds in a couple of days, when you're a big guy, that can happen pretty good. If you're kind of like maybe in the 250 range or where I'm at now, the weight loss might be a little slower, but those moments of losing weight and seeing the scale, that just fires you up.
Absolutely. I know I've lost like 12 pounds over the last 2 weeks, and it definitely gets you going, gets those juices flowing. Why do you think golf feels less intimidating than traditional workouts?
What I love specifically about golf is I can go play my own game. And even if I play shitty, my friends still want to be my friend at the end. And it's just it- it's it's you versus you.
Yep, we've got that hat from TikTok Shop that a lot of us got that says that under the bill, and that is absolutely true. Do you think golf is a underrated way to improve your health long term?
Very much so, because now that I'm kind of golfing a lot more, I have a membership at a place called the Tee Box, and it has a gym inside of it. And so I get to go and it's kind of like a private gym. So again, like I mentioned, I don't have to be in front of a ton of people. I can go work out. And then when you're inside a simulator and swinging, and working on swings, like that can get tiring after 2 hours. And that's typically what I do. I go in there, and I spend like the first 20, 30 minutes like warming up, and then I'll swing hard and fast for 30 minutes. And then I'll go in, slow my game down, and try to replicate every shot and do all that. But for that 20, 30 minutes, if you just swinging and swinging and swinging, it builds up, you're burning calories for sure. But the other piece is when I first started, I was only walking 9 holes. I couldn't do 18. It was rough. And so I would walk 9 and then sometimes go back and get the cart for the other 9 because I still wanted to play golf. But I'm telling you, getting to that 10 to 15,000 steps a day and doing and playing golf, that helped me shred. I noticed as soon as I started doing that, that it was like I had a magic button to melt the fat off my body.
That's absolutely awesome, man. I don't think, the question was, is it underrated? And I don't think a lot of people even think that golf can be something to help with a weight loss journey, and it can. And either way, it gets you out and gets you moving. It gets the body moving. It gets you off the couch. It gets you out of the house. And that's one of the things that I love about it too, because I found, as an adult, sometimes it's hard to find things that we enjoy to do or can do to stay active, especially if you don't have kids like me. So I think that's a really, really awesome that you found that. What would you say kept you consistent early on, even when you weren't seeing the progress that you might want to see?
The tricky thing about carnivore specifically is you might lose 7 pounds and then you go 3 days or 4 days and the scale doesn't move. I would resort to maybe having a cheat day when that happened. And I had to learn real quick. There was a couple times where I'm like, you know what? Let me just go a couple more days and see what happens. Go out to the course, walk early in the morning, and just make sure that I stay on track. And then again, 7 pounds would fall off like in 2 days or 4 pounds. That's the tricky part when you're losing weight is like you can't expect to lose weight every single day. Your body starts adjusting. It goes, whoa, 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 okay. Let's try to store some of this food. Oh no, we're getting more. Okay, we can drop more weight. And so I was telling a buddy yesterday, I said, don't get discouraged when you don't see weight coming off the scale. Just keep fighting through it. In the next couple days, you're going to see that weight come off. You just have to. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how the body works. I just know how mine worked. And when I would go from not cheating and just fight through the next couple of days, I would thank myself. I'm like, man, you made it through that and you're down another 7 pounds. And so I knew from there on out, I wasn't going to cheat when the scale didn't move because my brain went straight to, man, this sucks. I'm hungry. I want to eat more. And I didn't lose any weight in the last 2 days. I'll start again Monday. Like you just can't do that.
Yep. One thing that I started doing is instead of weighing myself every day, I have a day each week that I weigh myself. So if I weigh on Monday, I don't weigh again till the next Monday. Like I go a whole week. That way I don't see any fluctuations. I just try to stick to what I'm doing, which everybody's different. But for me, it seems like that helps because then I don't see any changes that might ruin my attitude and I can see that result at the end of the full week. What's something you stopped doing that helped more than something that you started?
The one thing that I can say I stopped doing was drinking. I would have a beer at dinner. I would have barbecues and have 5, 6, 7, 8, 13 beers. I stopped drinking and I thought that I would not be able to enjoy life without it because it was very social for me. And I don't mean like I stopped drinking completely, but because of my health and the way that I feel after drinking, I don't desire to drink anymore. I might celebrate here or there, but like the big piece was the only thing that I drink is like this is like sugar free and I only have an energy drink here and there. But throughout that whole process of losing 130 pounds, only drank water, only water and carnivore electrolytes. And that one thing alone made me feel like a superhuman.
That's awesome. Yep. I think that's one of the hardest things for people is to cut out alcohol, which I'm not a drinker anyway, so that's not a problem for me. But what helps you avoid the all or nothing method that so many people fall into?
You feel like you're too far gone and your goal is going to take forever. It's take little bites, little steps at a time and do the 2 week thing. I'm telling you, if you're like, hey, for 2 weeks, I'm going to be strict. And at the end of that 2 weeks, don't plan on like, okay, I made it 2 weeks. I get to have a cheat day. You know what my cheat days consisted of? Doing keto. So I would do strict carnivore and then I would do a cheat day, but it would be keto. So I'd stay under 20 carbs a day or 20 carbs when I do my cheat meal, and that would keep me in what's called ketosis. Ketosis is what melts the fat off your body. So it would be, okay, I'm going to have a lettuce wrap burger. And my wife, God bless her soul, because she helped me through this whole process, she would make me like, it's like these cream cheese stuffed mushrooms with sausage in them. They taste so good. It was like,
Sound good.
yeah, she would make those kind of things for me on like cheat days. And, you've got to have a support system. And so I got to give credit to her for doing that. But yeah,
That's awesome. Let's talk about golf and content a little bit. I know that you mentioned that, getting that first reach out from a brand kind of made you realize, okay, I might have something here with golf. But when did you really realize that people actually cared about your golf content rather than just the stuff that you started with the weight loss?
it's the messages you get. And I don't claim to get thousands of messages, but um, it's little things like, I was with my kid and took my kid golfing at my home course here. And some guy walked up and he's like, hey, I watched all your carnivore stuff. Like, your dad reviews, right? I'm like, yeah. And my kid was just blown away. He was like, what? He's like, no way my dad has Riz. I'm like, Riz? It's just like, I've had that happen 2 or 3 times. Like I said, not a lot, but those moments meant a lot to me. And people messaging me, telling me like they're inspired by the way that, I lost my weight and they want to get healthy too. And because if you look at my TikTok, I'm a big obese dude. I am not.
Yeah.
It was
Man, I was shocked, honestly, when I seen some of your old pictures, I believe, on Instagram recently. And I was like, damn, he really was like a big fella, you
yeah.
know? So your journey's been awesome, and I'm proud of you, man. I know it's not easy, so I've always been a bigger guy. I know it's not easy, and I'm hella proud of you for it. Why do you think that your content connected with both golfers and non-golfers? Do you think it was mainly because you did the weight loss journey and brought golf into it?
I think it's because I did what I wanted to do. Like I kept it personal and it was the weight loss, it was the golf, how I did it. And I didn't try to be anybody else other than myself. And like I said before, I still get messages a couple a week where people are like, "Hey, I love your content. I love this. I love that." You actually feel like you're making an impact, even though it might be 2 or 3 people. That feeling of knowing that you changed somebody's perspective or got them on this weight loss journey, that to me, like I said, if I only help 1 or 2 people, me, that I just feel that's what makes me feel good in life.
Yep. Yep. And that is a great feeling. I'll never forget the first time that happened to me. I've actually got the letter right here pinned up on my wall, but a guy by the name Squatchy Golf, he is on TikTok and he's had some things going on recently. So shout out to Squatch. But when I first started my small creator classic, he was one of the first people that wanted to get involved, and he hadn't even started golf content yet. He had the idea, but he hadn't started. He hadn't took the jump. And I kind of encouraged him to do it, man. And he really, really helped me a lot with the tournament. And he had sent me some stuff in the mail, and he put a letter in that mail telling me how much of an impact I had on him and made him decide that it was okay to take the journey and start doing the golf content. That really made it all worth it to me, man. So I totally understand that. And respect the hell out of you for being willing to help everybody.
So I keep this with me every day. It's kind of the same thing that you're talking about. But because I do dad content, I like to be active with my kids now and I include them in everything that I do. One of the big things, you've heard of AT&T, right? These guys just out of nowhere, they wrote me on Instagram and they said, "Hey, our marketing team here, we love your content." And
Wow.
I almost thought it was spam. I'm like, "What? No way." And they were like, "Yeah, we love your content. We love what you're doing as a father. We are all impressed. We want to send you a gift." And so I don't know if you could see it, but I have a master's towel over there, that
Yep.
green towel. They sent me a care package. They sent me a box of Pro V1s. They sent me a Stanley tumbler that was decked out in masters. They sent me AirPods and they sent me this letter. And I just want to read it real quick.
Yeah, please. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it says, "James, whether you're making birdies or making content, you make fatherhood look awesome. Enjoy these gifts as a continued celebration of Father's Day, and remember that connecting changes everything." And so that question that you asked me is like, why? My why is because Joe Schmo down the street watches my content and loves it. And some massive corporation just reaches out and says, "Hey, we love your content." Like, tell me you wouldn't be inspired by that.
Man, that is absolutely epic, and you do deserve it, man, because you go the extra mile, and I know you're not one that, wants the flowers thrown on him, but, I mean, you really do a lot, and we're gonna get into it, but you do a lot to help others, and you're more worried about everybody else's seating than yourself, and, those are the type of people that deserve those sort of things. So that's absolutely incredible. Appreciate you sharing that. How important would you say being honest versus taking the polished look is in content?
I'll tell you, when I first started my TikTok journey, I felt like I had to be polished because I was a big boy. And people made fun of me. The comments were horrendous. I was like scared to make content. I would only show like my shoulders up and I was really close to the camera. I just felt like I had to be perfect. Until one day I had a video go viral and people were calling me fat. They were like, you need to buy, instead of that product, you need a treadmill. And I can't remember who it was I was talking to said, no matter the type of comments, they're making you money. If you can get people to go back and forth in your comments, regardless of what it is. And so after that moment, I kind of ran with it. Like I've always had thick skin, but when you have 100 people saying you need to buy a treadmill, I guess that kind of helped motivate the journey in itself. But um, I felt like I had to have a certain angle in my video. I felt like I had to say certain things to not make people upset or whatever. But now I don't give a flying F, dude.
Yes, sir.
If I can get, I almost like rage bait people into commenting on some of my videos for TikTok, not so much Instagram, because that's more of like, I really get down to my personal brand. But TikTok for me is, the TikTok shop. I promote products on there that I love. And if I can get people to rage bait in the comment section, then that's how you make videos go viral. And so at first I felt like you had to be polished, but now I don't even care. I'll shoot content with me in my pajamas and something wild and cringy just because I know that it's going to generate revenue for me down the road. And I love to eat popcorn reading comments.
I love that. Love that. Talking about brands real quick, what do brands really want to see from creators that most people miss or don't think about?
I think a lot of creators, when they work with a brand, like you and I were talking about this earlier before the podcast, is they feel like brands just want you to generate sales for them. And if you create a video or maybe you partner with somebody and the video doesn't do very well, you're like, oh man, I suck. And, this brand's not going to like me. The key thing, brands really want brand awareness and they want to see that you put effort into your video for them and it's going above and beyond. So for instance, if you got a brand that maybe sends you a sample or wants to work with you on a hat or something, and the deliverables are make one video and add a post to your story. Go make 5 videos. Go add it to your story for like once a week for the month. Like go above and beyond. Like if you do that for a brand, you'd be surprised when they come back and say, "Hey, we love that you went the extra mile for us. Could we pay you to do, XYZ for the next month?" And that is like instead of being sales focused, like with Instagram, I take the brands that I love and I only talk about those on Instagram. And I can feel passionate and feel good. And I typically, most of the time, I want to work with local brands like these guys right here, Afternoon Golf. My favorite bag. These, like, I got
I
my
need
wife.
one of those. I need one of those.
My favorite bags, I got my wife on, and they're local. So what's really cool is I can go meet with them in person and I can feel connected to that company, whether I'm working there or not. But these guys, they want brand awareness. They want people to see their product and the way that it was built because they are two passionate young men that had a dream, and I feel good about like helping them on that dream journey. So that's what brands want. They just want to see you put forth effort, and you can be a small creator, 200-300 followers to 10,000 to 100,000. They really just want, and it's almost the smaller creators put in more work. And so if you think that you don't have a big enough following, trust me, you do. As long as you're making content about your favorite golf products, you're going to have an in with some of these brands.
I love that. Love that. What's one thing that creators should stop doing immediately?
Comparing yourself to others, I think that's huge. Find yourself and what you like to do and just capitalize on it. Don't worry about, you know, how so and so's got to 5,000 followers or how he got to 100,000 followers. Just go out and film what you like to film, and you're going to feel much better about it. But don't compare yourself to other people.
Love that answer. That is absolutely amazing. And I think I catch myself doing that sometimes. So glad to hear that. Let's talk about something that I know is really close to your heart. And I kind of enjoy doing this as well, but helping other creators. And let's start with this. Why is it so important for you to help other creators now that you have, things figured out a lot more than you did when you were at my level?
When I started my content creator journey, I didn't have anybody. I didn't pay for coaches. I did trial and error on my own. And that was probably the dumbest thing I could have done because it took me a lot longer to get where I am now. I feel like if I would have reached out and had support, that I could have avoided some of the downfalls or failures. But at the same time, I feel like those failures and those obstacles that I ran into made me an even stronger creator. And so what I want to do, or what I have been doing, is I created a group called the Creator Clubhouse, and we're almost to about 50 creators in the clubhouse, and it's golf specific. And it's creators that, big or small. I want to share opportunities, coaching, and I do it all for free. I do it because I love to help people. And it's like, come in, I'll share brand deals, I'll share opportunities to work with brands, whether it's free samples or, free sim time, you name it. And just the feedback I get from everyone is like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that, and this and that. And it's like, I'm kind of taking away all the hurdles that I had to go through as a beginner creator, or the thought in my head that nobody wants to work with me because I only have 400 followers. I'm giving guys shots that have I saw today there was a guy, he has 325 followers on Instagram, and he's going to be promoting, you know, f- he's going to be promoting for a golf brand. He makes good content. He just needs to be dialed in, and that's what we're here for. And I've brought in guys that are big creators too, so that they can help provide feedback, because not everybody's the same. And so I want more people like, hey, you can do it this way, you can do it that way. A general consensus is we're all headed in the right direction. Getting paid to play golf, not for the PGA Tour, but as a side income or to make it full time eventually.
Absolutely. And I'm actually a member of the Creators Clubhouse. It's been a huge help for me. And I would suggest that if you are a creator, big, small, indifferent, reach out to Dad Reviews and talk to him about the Creators Clubhouse if it's something that you're in. One thing that we don't do there is we're not selfish. As he's talking about, we're all about helping each other. If somebody puts something in the chat, there's 10 to 27 people chiming in on their opinion. Hey, this worked for me. Hey, this didn't work. Hey, I did this with this brand. It is a great, great community to be a part of. I'm blessed that I was in it when he started it, not long after he started it, anyways. I was all over that and appreciate you doing that, seriously. What do you think is the biggest mistake that new creators make in the golf space that you want to help us eliminate?
It's having self doubt, like I mentioned, like thinking that I only have 200 followers or I only have 400 followers. Like it's going to take me forever. Back to the same thing of like having, I'm too big, or it's going to take me a year to lose weight. The goal of like our creator clubhouse, and if you're a new creator, we're going to help you. I'm going to give you feedback on your videos, tell you, what you need to do, give you lessons. And to be honest, it works because I've seen our guys implement it. And like you mentioned, you implemented a couple things and boom, you're getting sales on TikTok. That's part of my why. I don't charge anything. All I ask is that if you work with a brand of ours, if I hook you up with a brand and get you connected with them, that you go the extra mile for them. Because
Absolutely.
I know how that'll pay off for you in the end. When you think it's just maybe a collab, but you go the extra mile, then the next one is you're getting paid. Like we have a guy in our group that he just got to 1,000 followers. He's already been paid for his videos to be ran as ads.
That's awesome.
And so don't think that you're too small of a creator. If you're having trouble being creative, come in there and just throw something in there. Hey guys, I need some content ideas. And dudes will start throwing, dudes and girls. Sorry, I don't mean to say just dudes. We have ladies in there too, and the ladies are welcome. I have brand deals for ladies too. So come in or write me, message me, and come join the club.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, if you made it this far, all of Dad Reviews links to his TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff will be down in the description wherever you're getting this podcast, along with mine and from the bunkers. But just wanted to piggyback off of what you said there. So we had a call not long after you put the initial team, if you will, together for the Creator Clubhouse. We did you and a
Matt Steele, I got to give him
Matt.
credit.
Yes, I'm
Matt
sorry. I
Steele.
thought it was Matt, but I didn't want to misspeak. So thank you, Matt Steels. So we got on a call, and these guys were just feeding information. And dude, I was raising my hand left and right because I was like, I'm about to pick every bit of brain that I can. And the next day after this call, I needed to fulfill a video with a collab invite on TikTok. And I did a lot of the things that were mentioned in that call from you and Matt, and just instantly got 12,000 views, got a decent amount of sales off the video, made a decent amount of money off the video. So it does work, guys. And like he said, he doesn't charge anything for this. The only thing he asks you to do is what you should be doing anyways. And that's going the extra mile for these people that are taking a chance with you or wanting to work with you. And that's not much to ask at all. And again, really do appreciate you doing it. What's one thing that you wish that somebody would have told you earlier? You know, you had mentioned about you didn't have any coaching, you didn't really, and you wish you would have had that, which I didn't either until now. What is one thing that could have helped you so much in the beginning that it took you a while to learn?
Nobody cares.
That's strong.
Nobody cares about and what I mean by that is when you post content and you like you said, you have to feel polished. No one cares. Especially with TikTok, anytime you create a video, it goes to non-followers first. And so post the video, be cringe. Like there's a lady that I follow. I'm like, I can't believe she films in that dirty ass house. But guess what? She makes $40,000 and $50,000 a month, dude. Cause she knows that that's going to make her money because the comment section is going to go wild. And I guarantee she don't have to live like that, but she probably still keeps that house to record content in. And that's the other thing. Like if you're a big guy, who cares? Post the video of you, get people to comment about your weight and just laugh.
So what you're telling me is I should get like a cut off shirt, show the big gut, Winnie the Pooh style.
Dude, I did a product for a shapewear company. I went completely out of my comfort zone and showed people my body.
Wow.
And I put that shapewear shirt on because they work, especially like I've got loose skin. I can't get away from it unless, I have surgery or something. But I made probably $8,000 off of that shapewear shirt or whatever it was. And it's because people want to see the cringe. They want to see some freaking loose skinned fat guy put on a shirt and it just draws attention. So it's social media. Those guys they're typing in words on a keyboard or a phone far away. You're never going to see them. And if you do, who cares? You made $8,000 off of them.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that I think, and I'd love to get your opinion on here, all the creators that I've had on here, we've kind of talked about this. Would you agree or disagree that, and I'm talking specifically more about TikTok here, but would you agree or disagree that the less, not necessarily care, but the less time, energy, and effort that you put into a video on TikTok seems to do better than the ones that you spend hours editing and trying to make perfect?
I'll give you the recipe. And if you're listening, grab a pen and paper. TikTok is more like organic. And it's more volume. So create a bunch of videos. Less editing, be real, and it's just more of like the selfie type content. Instagram is more polished. Instagram wants you to have higher quality, higher edited videos to get more views. TikTok I'm telling you, you can just shoot with the front facing camera of your phone, be real with people. And that's how I grew.
Some of my best videos are literally took me anywhere from 2 to 7 minutes to get ready and upload. Literally was busy as crap. Just needed to post something, or it was just, I hadn't posted anything today, got to throw something up, and I just find something, throw it up, think this will not do well at all. And the next thing I know, it's got 10,000 views, 100 likes, 37 comments, and then I'll spend 37 minutes or an hour trying to edit, me and my buddy playing a hole, and it'll get 220 views, 12 likes, 3 comments, So that's kind of what I found without being able to lean on people. Even before I met you, I, kind of had this thought of, man, when I'm just throwing something out there, it's working a lot better when it's not polished and it's just real and it's just something quick and easy. Now, like you said, with Instagram, I'm selective about what I copy and paste from TikTok and post on my Instagram, because I post a lot more on my TikTok that I don't think Instagram would love. So I am a little bit more selective when it comes to that.
I'll speak to all the big guys, big girls. If you've ever wanted to find a way to lose weight, you can check out my TikTok page. You can ask me questions. You're not alone. Trust me. I was to the point where, like I said, I'm like, F it. I'm just going to eat and have fun. I didn't care if I died because I was living a miserable life. Everything hurt. Every time I woke up, I didn't feel like I got any sleep. It felt like I was working out 24/7, and I was. And so I was there with you. And so if you need help in that regard, I can give you small tips and tricks to get started where it doesn't feel like you're climbing Mount Everest. Don't be afraid to reach out. I am an open book and I love helping people. And, you can attest to that. So
Yes, I can.
I just want
And
to
that's
say
what I
that.
was going to say. This guy is very genuine, guys. He's not one of them guys that just spit this shit out and then don't follow through. Anytime I've messaged him, he's responded within a timely manner, whether it was just saying, hey, what's up? Or whether it was a serious question. Ever since I first followed him, that's been the case, even before he made the video and I sent him a message about the Creators Clubhouse. So if you know me, you know that I kind of did I do the small creator classic thing. I'm working on doing that again. That's one of my passions too, is to help people. I'm not on the level, can help you as much as he can. But I like to connect with people that wanna make everybody better. And this gentleman here is one of those guys. And again, all of the links for him are going to be down in the description wherever you're getting this podcast. So you guys make sure to go check him out. Let's do this rapid fire from the bunker. I do this with all my guests. Lock it in. We're in the sand trap here. Walking or riding?
Walking.
Let's go. Range or course?
Range.
That's not one that I get often. Front nine or back nine?
Just depends on the course.
All right, like that one. Favorite club in the bag right now?
My approach wedge.
Okay, good answer. One golf purchase that actually helped your game, or brand deal?
One purchase that helped my golf game. Buying my first set of clubs.
Great answer. Music on the course or no music?
If I could blare it as loud as I wanted, I would do it. But
That's awesome.
I got to respect
Best part of golf that nobody talks about?
the friendships that you can build. One of my favorite things to do is to go play by myself and join randoms and meet new people. That has gotten me brand deals. That has gotten me friendships. I think that's one thing that not a lot of people do, is go play by themselves. They find it weird, awkward, or whatever. So go play with randos.
I love that. Shout out to my buddy Jay. I know you're listening. He's the first person to listen to this podcast every single week. And I met him being randomly paired with him at Kenny Perry's Country Creek here in Franklin, Kentucky. Jay, I appreciate you, buddy. Last one from the bunker here. One habit that made the biggest difference in your health?
Not lying to myself. I figured out how to not be the Monday guy. It's like, no, I can start today. I can do it today, or I can prep for tomorrow. But I was always like a wait till Monday guy. And what I would do before Monday was eat as much as I could because I felt like I was going to be missing all of that food. So being honest with myself.
I tell you what, if you follow Dads, you've seen this, but that wedgies place that you're doing the challenge with right now, brother, if there was one near me, I would have done been there. You got me foaming at the mouth when you pull out one of them wraps, man. They look delicious.
It's something that even if you just have a couple more healthier meals throughout the week, and wedgies, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get the world to know about them, because you can get burritos, you can get salads. They are made to be healthy, fast food. And I've eaten there every day this month. And I've also lost another 8 pounds.
Awesome.
And because just so you guys know, I'm not really on carnivore anymore. I did carnivore to lose weight. It wasn't a lifestyle for me. But now I want to like maintain and, kind of just eat better. And I usually have lunch every day at Wedgies, and I'm losing weight. So it's one of those things where Yeah. If you live in Clinton, Utah, and you don't know about wedgies, go check them out. They're tasty.
Yeah, they look phenomenal. I've got 2 closing questions for you. The first one is, if someone listening is overwhelmed and doesn't know where to start with weight loss, what's the first step you would tell them to take?
The first step is if you want to take a day or two and do some research on whatever, like if you want to lose weight, I just happened to run across a guy called Carnivore Ray, and he made it look easy. And he just talked about, he just daily vlogged what he would be eating. So shout out to Carnivore Ray. You and I haven't talked, but I want you to know that you're a big part of the reason why I took this journey and I'm as healthy as I am today. But again, back to everything I said before, take it in chunks. Don't think you have to climb the top of Mount Everest. Climb 100 feet, get there. Don't break your whatever you want to call it. Don't break the mission by cheating. Make it 2 weeks. And once you see the weight fall off, then that'll motivate you to do the next 100 feet and the next 100 feet and so on and so forth. Even though it seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel and that you're too far gone, if anybody thought they were too far gone, it was me. You should go look at my before and after pictures.
You really should. It's very inspiring. What does winning look like for you right now? With everything that you've got going on, what does winning look like for you?
I really want to see the Creator Clubhouse be something big and somewhere where people can go to where they don't have to fork out money. And it's kind of a double-edged sword, not charging people money, because then you just get everybody that comes in. And of course, you're going to have non-motivated people. And they always say, like, charge a little bit of money, because if somebody's really motivated, then they'll pay this amount. I'm still going to keep it free. If I give you, help and you squander it, that's up to you. But I really want to grow it so that people that are golf content creators want to be able to make, even if it's side money, and earn money doing what they love. And so that's my goal, is to do that for people.
I love that. And again, I appreciate everything that you've done for me thus far. As I mentioned before we got on air here, I do plan on leaning on you a lot more, but I really, really do appreciate you for helping me. Other content creators that are in there that I've connected with even before you put it together, and the new relationships that I'm making since you put it together. That's one of my favorite things about doing golf and doing the content, is the relationships that I've made. Doing that small creator classic, even before that, the support and the relationships that I've built, friends that I talk to every day. One of my best friends, Craig, that's going to be my new co-host of this podcast coming soon. All of those relationships and friendships are through TikTok, the golf community, and it's awesome to connect with somebody like you that has a following where you don't have to do anything like this, but you want to and you're willing to. It's inspiring, and I really do appreciate everything. It's been a great conversation. So glad that you wanted to come on here and share your story, and I appreciate you for wanting to come on here as well. Guys, again, all of Dad Reviews Golf links is down in the description wherever you're getting this podcast. This was episode number 14 of From the Bunker, and we will see you next week at 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Dad, thank you, buddy.
Hey, really appreciate you, buddy. I'm honored that you had me on this show. I think your direction and what you want to do with it is great for the golf community. And so from my side, thank you so much for having me. It's super
I
cool.
appreciate that. I really do. We will catch you guys next week. Appreciate all the support. Thank you.